You have to start with the premise that this is your story. You're the narrator. So everything that happens to me is my own fault and my own rewards. And every day you wake up, you go to bed by yourself, you wake up by yourself. Your mom is not in your brain. Your sister or your cousins or your boy from school is not in your brain. It's you. Once you realize that everything that you do between the morning and the evening is your responsibility, that breaks down your story even simpler, because then you start developing characters throughout the day. You open your eyes, the first person you see is your first character. You probably see 300 to 400 characters a day before you close your eyes again. So you have to realize that life is about a series of managing a story that involves a bunch of different characters. Now, how do you understand the relationship with the characters? Every character that you see provides energy to you. Either it's positive or negative. Now, what do I mean by that? Each person you interacted with is either going to make you feel better about yourself after you met them than before you met them, or it's going to make you feel worse about yourself after you met them before you met them. The people who make you feel worse are what's called negative, right? Now, you're going to give positive energy to everybody. I do that. I give it to my wife. I give it to my daughters. Every morning I see them, you look beautiful. You know, girls, you look good. I like that outfit. I always give positive. So the first principle I said is I'm going to give positive to every character. Every person you see has a compliment. Love the shirt, you know, love the hair, like the hat, you know, like the eyes. You can always give somebody a compliment. Now, the key is you want to start to build up characters that put more positive in your life than negative. People who make you feel better. You can't get rid of these negative people. They could be your mother, they could be your uncle.
You can't get rid of them.
All you can do is minimize the, all you can do is minimize the amount of time you spend with them. So you want to try to spend more time with positive people. So part of this is you have to build up networks of other people in addition to the networks you have already. All we're doing when we bring people here is building different characters for you to build into your story so you have a net. We're not saying instead of your friends at school, we're saying in addition to your friends at school. And too many people think like, well, I got 5 character slots or 400 character slots and they're filled. It's just not true. Your mind can fit probably 2,000 characters a day, easily. I mean, just being in here, this is another 40 characters to my day. So what we're trying to do is show you how to build a base of characters and make some decisions. Now, what Liz was talking about is when I was growing up, at around 8th grade, I started to understand I'm responsible for me. And growing up in Detroit, I had a dad died of overdose of drugs, a couple uncles murdered. I had friends who, while I played video games with them, gave me positive energy. While we played football together, gave me positive energy. When they chose to have characters in their story that started doing negative things, it gave me negative energy because I wanted to try this education thing. I wanted to try this school thing. So my friends, after I told them my story, I said, look, I can hoop with y'all. I don't have no problem with it. We can play video games, but the minute y'all start to go joyriding and acting crazy, let me know because that's where my story ends with you. I didn't try to replace my friends. I just let them know what my story was and how when they move those characters in their life, it interferes with my stories. And you know what? They respected that. They didn't go, oh, you can't hang out with me or reduce it. They just go, cool. When we started to play out and they started to go hang out, Dave, you got to go. I'm out, see you. My story now shifts over to school, it shifts over to television, it shifts over to something else, but I am not getting involved when they change the characters in our background or when their story tries to change the mind. And so what you try to tell you at school is that even if you have high school friends that give off positive and negative energy, that's okay. Just understand which ones are good, which ones are bad. You don't have to get rid of the bad ones, just minimize your time with them and then continue to build relationships with second-tier adults that can help you generate money and find jobs.
Right.
So, long story short, when everyone hears you say opportunity and this is a great place, everybody cares about your story in this building. When you graduate, no one would care about your stories. And the ability to grow your list of characters is much more positive in here than it will be when you leave. It'll be so hard to get an adult to listen to you after you've graduated. Much easier while you're here. So JJ is just telling you, when you hear him say I, every single speaker you hear will say I. They're all coming from perspective of this is my story. And they're just trying to help you build characters in your story. Some of you will look at this and say, I got enough characters, I don't need any more. Well, you know what? Your characters haven't been tested yet because you haven't asked of anything of your characters once you leave high school. If you left high school tomorrow and was on your own, go to each of your characters and try to get a job.
Right.
That you have now.
Or a loan.
Anything to get you started. Like he's like, I need some money to get started. I need some money for a place. You don't have the character depth in high school to really support yourself, and that's what makes it tough. You go from an environment where people are coming begging to build relationships with you into a place where nobody cares. If you can get these adults on the hook, and it doesn't have to be in a career you want. Maybe you like their shirt, beautiful shirt. maybe you like the sports team they root for. Maybe you like their bracelet. Maybe you like something about an adult said. Maybe you like the fact that they have children and you want to have children one day. Maybe they're married and you don't have any examples of marriages around you. Find something in the adults to hook yourself to build a character story with them. So as you move along in your story, you have depth. What you hear from JJ is he has a whole depth of characters so that his net around him cares about his story. So if anything happens to him, he's relevant because he's a character in everybody else's story because he's giving out so much positive energy. If something were to happen to me, so many characters care because every day I inject them with positive energy and they don't want to lose that. That's the basis of life. All we're trying to do here is increase your character depth.